Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do a recipe, but we're also going to do DIY talk for first-time mixers. Going to use this is a recipe that you can vape as is, but it also works really good as a base, and it uses 3 very heavily used flavors. There's an absolute shite ton of recipes on ELR. Pointing to my computer. On ELR that use these 3 recipes in varying percentages, of course, but they are staples of the mixing game, and they work really well together in this recipe. And they work really well as a base, so that if you want to do something else with them, you can take this and add other flavors to it as you grow as a mixer, and you will be perfectly fine. So this is a 3-2-1, which what that means is 3%, 2%, 1%. So 3% of our first ingredient, which is Lorenz cream cheese icing. This is a really nice little cream cheese icing. There are newer versions out there by other companies. Wonder Flavors, I know, makes one that are probably better for most people. However, this one's been, like I said, this one's been around forever, so it's used in a ton of recipes. Our second one is Bavarian Cream by TFA. Again, used in a ton of recipes. There are a couple of flavors, flavor companies out there that make a better version. My personal preference is Jungle Flavors. However, as somebody who's mixing an early mix, a first mix, getting together your first order, this is a flavor that's a staple. It's used in probably half the recipes on ELR call for this. So I highly recommend picking that one up, and it works good as 2% in this recipe. Our third flavor and our 1%er in this recipe is Flavora's Vanilla Pudding. This adds a really nice denseness. It keeps the cream cheese icing from being dry. It has a really nice vanilla, and it plays very well with Bavarian Cream. The 2 of those flavors work really good together for that nice vanilla vape, if that's something that you're looking for. So these, like I said, these 3 are staples. My personal preference is Jungle Flavors, Bavarian Cream. I know a lot of people love the new Wonder Flavors, but there's not nearly as many recipes out there for them. But for these 3 flavors that I use in this recipe, and I will put up the screenshot of the recipe, and then I will link it down in the description as I do with all my recipe videos. I just didn't feel like the mixing cam was worth it for this particular mix. But yeah, these are staples. These are a really good way to use them. This also makes a nice, there are a lot of people out there who are sensitive to the buric or butric, depending on what it is, where, you know, there's kind of that milkiness, that kind of slightly spoiled milkness that's in a lot of the cheesecake flavors. You know, a lot of people love the cheesecake mixes. But if you're sensitive to that, if you have to keep that to, you know, a very minimum level, or you can't even use it at all, try this in place of it. You'll have to adjust it up and down depending on how much, you know, but you can use ELR. They've got a thing where you can adjust percentages, or total percentages. So if you want to go up or down with it, it's really easy to use. Another thing you can do with this is add fruits to it, especially dark fruits that can stand up to it. A really good off-the-cuff mix would be a nice blueberry layer with this. It's almost a blueberry cheesecake, but not quite. It really works well with that. Raspberry will work good in this. Strawberry would work in it. You know, all of those flavors can be added to this once you get those flavors, or whichever ones of those you get. You can add that to it and work your way up. It doesn't have to have a long steep. Bavarian cream is not really super heavy in this mix. So the longer it steeps, the better it's going to be, but it's fine to go at 10 days. You know, if you add a fruit to it, just let this steep for 10 days and then start adding a few fruit flavors to it so that you get so that they don't fade. Well, especially with like strawberries, because strawberries really just tank after a week. So like I said, yeah, this is a really good base. It's a really good vape as is. If you're looking for a vanilla vape, it's almost an ice cream. It's almost a cheesecake, but it's not quite either one. But it does work really good with fruits. It works really good with pastries and bakeries. If you wanted just a plain cheesecake, but you can't have the cheesecake flavorings, add a little graham cracker to it. You know, and you've got a cheesecake layer. So that's kind of all I've got on this video. It's a really quick and easy one. But those are 3 flavors that I highly recommend for your first order or a very early order if you're just getting into DIY. And that's a mix that you can do with them right off your first delivery. You know, as always, y'all be good, y'all be safe, and y'all have a good one.